Hello everyone, this is Corey at Security.org, and today I'm talking to you all about door and window sensors. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with these devices. They're one of the core components of your home security system, letting you know when somebody opens a door or a window in your space. Well, today I'm going to show you a ton of different door and window sensors from various home security brands. You see that these devices come in all different shapes and sizes. I'm going to break down the functionality of these devices and give you some general install tips so that you can get the most out of your door and window sensors. And just a heads up that if you're looking for more videos like this, Home Security 101 Fundamentals, we have an entire playlist on our channel dedicated to upping your home security knowledge, so go check it out. Let's kick it off today by showing you all the different styles of door and window sensors that are out there on the market today, and even the terminology, because that in itself gets pretty confusing. These devices can be known as door and window sensors, as with Blue by ADT and how we've been describing them thus far. They can also be called entry sensors, as Wise has called them, or Simply Safe, also an entry sensor. However, if you have a Ring device, they call the Ring entry sensors contact sensors. So same devices, different names. By the way, note that I'll probably use all three of these terms interchangeably throughout today's video. So you see here in front of me, I have 6 different styles of door and window sensor from different home security brands, and they're all slightly different in their design. Now, what all of these brands have in common is the fact that they are all 2-piece devices. You have a sensor piece and you have a magnet piece. And when they are separated, that's when you are notified of an activity. You'll also note that they all have peel and stick adhesive on the rear of the devices, making for super quick and easy installation. The first sensor I have here comes from Cove Home Security, and you'll note it has a nice modern look to it, rounded corners, white finish. I especially like the markings that it has, the ellipse with the line through it to help you line up the devices just perfectly when mounting them. Next, we have the door and window sensor for Blue by ADT. Now, interesting design here. You'll note that the sensor piece is quite tall compared to the magnet piece, but nonetheless, they do have little dots to help with the alignment process when installing. Then we have a very slim entry sensor from Brinks Home Security, and similarly here, there are arrows to help you line up the 2 pieces during installation. Next in line, we have the first generation contact sensor from Ring. Now, this is the largest of these sensors that I have here in front of me today, and note that they have downsized it for the second generation, but just for variety, I wanted to show this from Ring. Here we have the entry sensor for Wise Home Security. Nothing wrong with this design at all. Also has the alignment marks for installation. Finally, we have the entry sensor from Simply Safe, one of the smallest devices out there, and it even has an LED indicator light. Now let me give you the simplest, quickest explanation of how these devices work, and it doesn't take much. There's 2 pieces. You have your sensor piece, you have your magnet piece. They communicate with your home security system's base station. Now, when these 2 pieces are together, it creates a circuit. When you separate the 2, you will be alerted that the circuit has been broken, that activity has taken place. Your base station will let you know, like so. Simple enough, right? Well, the real power comes in the mobile applications for your various home security systems. A lot of times you can really adjust the settings to get a lot of power off of this one action, that door or window opening. For example, with Blue by ADT and their door and window sensors, I can create rules, that is, if this, then that actions. So if a particular door or window sensor is opened, I can have that trigger a camera recording with the Blue by ADT system, or have the system arm itself, for example. Now let's shift to talking numbers. Just how many of these devices do you actually need in your home? Well, first floor points of entry, probably a good start. I'd bet that it would be most likely that somebody would try to enter your home through a first floor window or door. So go ahead and put entry sensors on each one of those points. And the good news is that these devices are generally pretty cheap. We're talking 15, 20 bucks per entry sensor, so you're not gonna break the bank making sure that all those points of entry are covered. Lastly, I have a few tips and considerations to share when it comes to installing these devices. Number 1 is consider the size of the entry sensor that you're installing and the amount of real estate that you have on your doors and windows. We all have different doors and windows, really old, brand new. The frame, the molding could be completely different on these doors and windows. So it'd be worth it to see what the dimensions are on the device that you plan on purchasing compared to if it'll actually fit on your particular door or window. I can say that this is a situation that I've dealt with on multiple occasions living in 1950s era homes with really strange window and door frames. I usually need to figure out a really creative solution for mounting those entry sensors. Number 2 is to be aware of the recommended mounting location for your sensors. In most cases, the sensor itself should be on the static portion of the door or window, and then your magnet will be on the part that moves, but not always. You want to check with your specific manufacturer. Additionally, each brand has different specifications regarding how close the sensor and magnet need to be to one another in order to close the sensor or open the sensor. For example, with the Blue by ADT device, you get a 1/2 inch tolerance between these two pieces, whereas with SimpliSafe, the tolerance is 2 inches. Might be something to consider if the installation of your entry sensors requires a little bit more space in between. So there you have it, a quick explainer on door and window sensors, entry sensors, contact sensors, whatever they may be called by the brand of home security system that you're looking at. Now you know. I hope you found today's video helpful. If you did, give us a like, maybe consider subscribing to our channel, Security.org, where we're dropping the latest in home and digital security. And until next time, we'll see you in the next video.